is dead.
You know what I want? He's dead.
Are your headphones working?
Yes. Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Alright, check, baby.
Ooh, look me in the eyes. Sorry.
We are back at the Turn Left Podcast, episode 40. Yeah, we were live. Sorry, bro. I had to hit the button. You told me to do it. We are back. Like I said, episode 40. We got big news tonight. Chase Elliott wins the NASCAR championship. Also, I shared it the other night. It's the first time since, let me look it up real quick. The Los Angeles, hold on, let me look at it. And I need to pull up my other thing.
Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, the baseball team, hold on.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, let me try to find it. And the Lakers. Thank you, Ryan. Day late, a dollar short. We've been joking around all night. The LA Dodgers, the LA Lakers, last won their championship with Bill Elliott in the number 9 car. So an Elliott in the number 9 car back in 19.
Oh, wow.
This is the problem here, is I need to look that part up, but long time ago. And if Chase Elliott, this was shared weeks ago, if Chase Elliott could win this race, it would put him in that same, obviously, tradition of an Elliott winning in the 9 car with the other two teams. Like I said, the other two teams are under fire, literally. You know, the whole state's burning down. But, you know, Chase Elliott, I don't know, did you see what I shared on Facebook about the Dawsonville? Every single time he wins, they throw the Dawsonville, the bell off, or the siren, as they call it. And it's loud, dude. I'm talking, it's like a tornado warning, and they set this thing off every single time Bill Elliott won back in the day. They would set it off. Everybody would come down to the Dawsonville pool room, I think is what they call it, and party and celebrate. Yes, and party and celebrate his win. Mm-hmm. And once Chase Elliott started, they didn't do it for probably 20 years. Mm-hmm. Once Chase Elliott got into the sport, his son, they started doing it again, and he's been more and more successful. So yesterday, or a couple days ago, when he won the championship, the day after, when he wins a race, not to mention the championship, the entire town rushes to the Dawsonville pool room, and the siren goes off. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. So when he wins the championship, you can only imagine. And the next day, he did a parade lap through there, in his car. So. Yeah. It's just so cool, and it's so cool to see a small town like that come together. It's if you don't know the saying, Bill Elliott, awesome Bill from Dawsonville, awesome Chase from the same place.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know Ryan's never heard that one. Hopefully some of you viewers have, but that's the saying right there. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. That's what they called him. That's what they called him, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. And then as soon as Chase came out and started racing and dominating a little bit and winning some races, it was Awesome Chase from the same place, baby.
You're a poet and you don't know it.
Oh, man. No, I didn't make that up, though. Those aren't my words. Also, we have a call-in line now, 804-887-0754. If you'd like to call in, the phone's actually over there on the charger, so I don't know.
I'm right now.
But if you'd like to call in and leave a voicemail, we can listen to it on speakerphone on episode 41. We're getting a new set, new studio. It's not a new studio, but it's going to be kind of new. I was thinking I had it in the chair over here. I was going to reveal the new colors, but I'm actually going to save it. I'll tell you, obviously, but I'm going to save it for next episode and reveal it to y'all. Also, the audio listeners have been booming. I got a couple in Singapore. Shout out to the Singapore flag. I can't believe I waited this long to get to it. We got it now. Singapore right here, baby.
Red and white, baby.
Yeah, Singapore and the United Kingdom. Woo. I got some listeners over there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what they're listening to.
Worldwide.
A lot of them come from the Chase Elliott news from last week when he won Martinsville and stuff like that. So I don't know what's bringing them in here, but I love it. A lot of people are listening. Most people are listening through Apple Podcasts. A couple people listening through Spotify, and then I've got a lot of people actually, not a lot, but I'd say almost 40% of the rest listening through like all these weird pocket casts and radio, and that's fine with me. I'm not trying to hate on you if you're one of these people right now listening in on this of me trying to, talk bad about your platform, but I'm excited to have you. Either way, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Singapore. I'm excited about the UK. I'm excited about Chase Elliott being a champion now. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about, the top four was, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano. I wanted Chase Elliott or Denny Hamlin to win, so I can't complain. The Powderpuff race at Dominion happened. My cousin Edith was not able to make it. I was going to take my daughter, but they said that you had to be like 14 or something. I'm like, she's 3 going on 14. Like, if you've ever met my daughter, you know she's mature. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my cousin, she's just, Ryan's dying.
I forgot about your cousin Edith there.
Yeah, my cousin Edith, she would have just dominated this show, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's easy. Yeah, she is gorgeous. She's a beautiful lady. I never talk bad about my cousin. Yeah, so Edith couldn't make it in town. But the Powderpuff race had to go on. And my daughter apparently wasn't old enough. She would have waxed the field too, I think. But I think so too. Well, it's going to be an explicit episode now. We're going to have to move this over from clean to explicit now, Ryan. It would have happened anyway. I now set them all as explicit because who knows what I'll say.
I didn't go there. That was nice.
I have Singapore on the screen, but I did have to put on the American flag, koozie on the root beer. The root beer I'm drinking here.
Keep it neutral.
Mm-hmm. No, I got the Virginia flag. Last week I had the American flag. I do have an American flag up there. I think I'll be removing it. I won't be removing it. I'll be replacing it, or I'll be repositioning it over to the other side. Like I said, the whole studio is going to change. The backdrop over there will be black. Everything will be cool. I might be getting my computer fixed. Might have the computer back. My iRacing computer career might be back if my computer's back. It might happen. And I'm a YouTube mechanic and a YouTube computer technician. Are you watching the stream, by the way? Has anybody commented? I meant to tell you before.
Absolutely, I am.
He's not. I don't blame you. I would tell you to. Usually I tell you not to. Not even that part. Do you have your phone? Usually I tell people not to because I don't want to cloud up the Wi-Fi air. It's lucky enough if we can go an entire 60 minutes without saying it's getting interrupted and everything else. So,
60 minutes.
well, yeah. Well, I try to push actually to 61 minutes because somehow it helps. Some type of plus an hour. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting paid on this yet anyway. So, apparently, once you get to that point, it gets to be something that matters. So I try to practice going past an hour.
Bro, I want that die cast.
Oh, let me show Josh Ayers this die cast right now. Hopefully he's still watching.
Right, yeah.
But I'm gonna break it open, and I think I did this in episode 6, but I want everybody to see this right now. This is given to me by Josh Revis, Major League Baseball star.
Okay. That's what Josh Revis. Oh, yeah.
It's signed by Kyle Busch. It's signed by Kyle Busch, by the way. I always forget how to open it. I've only opened it like 3 times. It makes me nervous, to be honest. The box is beat to dog shit. But. All right, so this is when Kyle Busch won at Texas.
Absolutely.
All right, so not only does it come with the congratulations on your purchase, blah blah blah, exciting, blah blah blah. It's the Duck Commander 500 winner. It comes with this certificate of, realness or whatever you call it. It's got the confetti all over the car, the die-cast car, with him, signing it obviously on the windshield with, silver signature.
Be careful.
And all the little confettis are Texas shaped. When you win at Texas, their confetti is in the shape of Texas.
Thank you.
Yeah. You love this. I forgot the fact that this was late.
I feel like you opened it. This is
hell no. This is big money. I didn't pay for it. That's how you know it's when I'm showing it off and I didn't pay for it, you know it's something. But the Texas shaped graffiti is something I've really never noticed. Now that I look at it, it all makes sense. And like I said, he did sign it. I don't know what the lighting looks like, but he signed it right there on the windshield. Pretty badass. But here's where it gets a little bit more badass. The certificate and all that is cool, but when you get into the fact that you get a NASCAR winner sticker, just like the ones they actually put on the roof pillar of their car, I've gotten plenty of these, luckily, thanks to a lot of hard work from people that build and work on cars other than myself. So I've gotten a lot of these, but this is a true NASCAR one. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I want to put it on something, but I don't at the same time. So it stays here in the box. This is a bag of confetti that came off the car that day in the shape of Texas. And I have opened this bag before. It's a little drug dealer little bag. You know what I'm saying? It's a little Ziploc. And I don't want to rip any of these, but they are red, white, and blue.
That is really
Texas's, you know, confetti that were pulled off the car from Victory Lane that day when he won.
Texas is proper pronunciation.
Thank you, Ryan.
That joke.
It wasn't a joke. It was you correcting me because I was wrong. Okay, I guess.
Wow, I appreciate that. That is actually really cool, though.
It is actually cool. Thanks to Josh Revis. Hopefully, like I said, Josh Ayers is still watching, and he's big into diecast stuff, so I knew that would excite him. But yeah, I never knew that. Like, I had it for months until I opened it up, just like everybody says not to, but I just did it anyway because I'm broke.
Hey,
And then,
you gotta do
yeah, and then I realized like the winter sticker in there, I really wanted to do something with that, but I don't want to waste it. And then I realized the confetti in there, and that's when I really, you know, blew my head off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
okay.
Yeah, dude.
Sucks about Mason Dunn, though. Tighten up.
Oh, shout out Mason Dunn. Thanks for sharing or not sharing. Thanks for liking the stream last time too. I've got a screenshots of people that liked the stream last time. I'm about to give him a shout out right now. Mason Dunn was one of them. He's also a Titans fan. I think he also gave H3 a shout out one time. He's an H3 podcast follower, which they kind of get on my nerves sometimes, but I still watch it.
It's all.
Yeah, whatever. You gotta, you know, All right. This is embarrassing. I can't get the damn thing back in there right, but oh, the plastic. Jesus. All right, it's gonna have to stay like this.
Amen.
It's got to stay like this. All of you OCD listeners, watchers actually, this is another thing. The listeners don't have to worry about any of this stuff. And they have probably no idea what I'm talking about. The watchers now are gonna have to deal with a little bit of OCD there. I'm about to sneeze, but not yet. You gotta look in the light. What does that say? Cucumber? You gotta say cucumber
Yes.
when you don't want to sneeze?
That's exact. I just said press the.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay.
It's not underneath your nose there.
I hate sneezing so much. All right. I don't know why. Everybody says they love it. I don't like it.
You're such a rebel, bro.
I know. All right. Chase Elliott wins the championship. The Powderpuff race happened. That's where we were going. We got way off track. What happened? Edith couldn't make it. My daughter couldn't make it. So, Riley Frazier, I think was her name. Michael Frazier's daughter. She's like 14 years old. Obviously was in his car. Was super fast. I'm talking in qualifying, practice, everything. Was like a half second faster than the whole field. And they did an invert and everything. So she qualified on the pole, and they even did an invert, which I think is, they shouldn't have done that. So, turns out it wouldn't have mattered, but she gets all the way up to the lead in like maybe a lap, maybe two, and she's, I mean, just dusting the field. Kendall in the 96 car was keeping up with her and catching her, and then losing her, and then catching her again. But, I mean, Riley was fast. And then she was passing another, lap down car, first lap down car, I think, and was passing her so fast on the inside that I think when she went up, going to the straightaway, she thought she'd be clear. And this is another thing too. A lot of them are driving in the middle of the track. They're not even trying to chase up to the wall to get closer to the wall for a better corner entry going into the corner. A lot of them are just driving in the middle of the track or the bottom of the track. And obviously the best line around the place, you always see people really up close to the walls because you want to get up close to the wall so that you have a wider entry going into the corner, less of an angle and, obvious. But she thought she was doing that. She was, every single time she was moving up towards the wall and getting that high entry going in, she was fast through the corners. But that one time, the car that she was passing was still there on the outside, and I think she thought she was clear. She came out of the front stretch, she started moving up towards the wall, and the car was still there, and she got hooked into the wall. It took her out, didn't total the car, but hurt the car a little bit, but her and her dad are going to fix it, so it'll be okay, but still, it was disappointing. She was, 14 years old. I can't even imagine how excited, she would have been in general, and she still should be, because she was doing really well, and she would have hands down, I think, probably won that race if it hadn't been for that, but it was all, it's just part of the game. I've done stuff like that, so if that, she's probably not watching, hopefully not, some of the stuff we said probably, but in the cuss words, but if her dad's watching, he knows. We all do stuff like that. We miss restarts, we run into people that we actually don't mean to, we're running for the lead. You run for the lead, and you brake late or something, or slide up into the car, by accident, and take yourself or both of y'all out. And I think it happens a little bit to the best of us. So she's already gotten one moved out of the way. You got more comments? Go for it.
Yeah, we got Alex Brock said is planning a iRacing return soon for a battle. Let's talk about the meme page that started 3 years ago and the impact. All from Alex Brock.
All right, Alex Brock. If you'd like to set up a GoFundMe for getting my computer fixed, I would love to accept the money from it. My computer's down on the fritz, or else I'd be on there.
Listen to that, I heard Craig. Estep is joining iRacing.
Craig Estep?
I hope that's right. Yeah.
They don't care. Is it a person that you tagged or a thing? A celebrity. I don't know who Craig Estep is, but I'm excited for everybody joining iRacing. Now I watch iRacing and I'm just jealous.
Jelly?
I still have the steering wheel mounted to the table and I still have the computer under the table, but the computer still turns on and it's no display. So
get your practice in now, because
when I'm back, dude.
Back.
That's the thing. It died before I could ever get my first race, but my first win. Geez. But I've complained about that enough. I'm trying to make it back to iRacing though, Alex Brock. I'm trying to get you on the podcast, but I've been trying to get a lot of people on the podcast. I can't get anybody on the podcast. What's going on here? And then people want to come on, but then I ask them, and they're like, oh yeah. Like I asked somebody 2 months ago, they're like, oh yeah, text me in November, and what does that mean? Read it off. Just read it off. Just interrupt.
Oh no, that was just me going over these people, But,
yeah, they be.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they be
I'll show
doing.
my face. Anyway.
I don't know what that. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm confused. Read them all.
What about the meme page? This is a hot topic, Alex Brock.
Is it? I'm not on Instagram anymore. Alex Brock, I guess, started the meme page years ago. Southside Speedway memes, or I think it was called that. It just turned into pretty much Virginia, just all of Virginia racing memes. So it was just pretty much memes of people roasting other racers. It got really actually pretty viral in a short amount of time, because as soon as it started, a few people knew about it, they sent it to their friends, and they were really good memes. And next thing you knew, it took off, and there was probably 4 or 5, 6 admins. There was, hundreds of posts, maybe 300 or 500 posts, all roasting local guys. I was in there, probably 4 or 5 times getting roasted. I sent one in, roasted my brother.
Who were they? What?
No, it's all anonymous. I probably sent in total, I probably sent in 10. I sent in probably 2 on my brother. I sent in on, probably sent in about the other 8 on Cameron Ruggles. No, I'm just kidding. No, I did send 1 on Cameron Ruggles, and I was like a little buzzed up. And I sent it in on Cameron Ruggles, and I was texting Cameron Ruggles, and I actually sent it to him at the same time. He's like, what is this? And it was like a meme about him that hadn't been posted to the page yet. And he's like, are you the admin? I'm like, no. I was sending it to the admins, and I actually sent it to you. So I actually sent him the meme that I was supposed to send to the page.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, but he actually didn't care, and it wasn't like that offensive, so it was still funny. But
Well,
the meme page does it still exist? I don't get on Instagram that much. I should. I mean, that's obviously the way better, route sometimes to say something about.
I think it's but Mason does says Estep is Alex's favorite person to race with at Langley.
So we're having a Mason Dunn, Estep, Alex Brock war right now. And this is Mason Dunn we're talking to, or Mason Bailey?
Mason Dunn and Alex Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Brock just said, long story short, I quit racing SSS, if I'm reading that right, and started
Southside
it from
Speedway.
the bottom. Of course, Southside Speedway.
Well, we're supposed to get, where does Mason Dunn live? I don't know where Mason Dunn lives. I know him well through the podcast, but, we're supposed to have Mason Bailey. You can, sure, he'll probably answer now. I just did. Mason Bailey, we're supposed to have on. We're supposed to have on Michael Chapman again.
Not a war.
BJ Anderson. I've been trying to get a lot of people on, man. Just people haven't been coming on.
It's
That's
life.
fine.
It's a 24
We're doing it.
Mm.
I still got plenty of lists left too. But either way, we always get distracted. The Powderpuff race, it starts off. She, clips the car while lapping her. She was leading by a good amount. She was roasting everybody.
Hmm.
So then it comes to caution. I think it's, Kendall and I can't remember who was on the outside, but it was the 96 car, the 68 car, there was plenty of cars left. I think the 9 car that was a part of the wreck survived. It didn't get wrecked too bad, so they were able to go back out there and race again. But either way, the race starts back up. A lot of y'all saw it online, but the race starts back up. The 68 car is leading most of the race. I think it's Crystal Coates is leading most of the race, or a few laps. Kendall passes her. She's now leading. She leads 8 laps. And there's only 10, 15 to go when the caution came out. She leads most of the laps. Then they go into the final lap. Turn 1 and 2. There's a lap car there. They split the lap car. One goes outside. One goes inside. And the leader, 96, Kendall, went outside. Crystal, I think is her name, Coates, went inside. Yeah, Crystal Coates, the 68. Dude, it's a white. I'll have to show you a picture because I know you've probably never seen it. It's a white car with white rims, dude. This car, it's got a wrap, I think, on it. This car looks sick. I'm gonna be honest, dude. It's like the coolest looking car ever, almost. I really like the way it looks. They used to have mostly red, white, and blue, and yellow and stuff like that, but now it's mostly white and with white rims, which sounds weird. But when you see it, you're like, that thing is sweet.
That is cool.
Dude,
White
it's
on
cool.
white.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
So,
For sure.
and she went on the inside. They went into turn 3 and 4 side by side, but obviously the inside groove's the better groove. So Crystal Coates pulled it off, got the win, dude, and last lap pass for the win. And congratulations to her. Congratulations to Kendall on second place, and I think whoever drove the Walsh car got third. I can't remember, but all of them did pretty well, dude. I mean, everybody did really good. Riley did really well until the collision. All of them were passing. It wasn't a boring race. It was people said it was the most. Yeah, it was the most entertaining race, especially that they'd seen in a long time. So, congrats to all of them because it was a good show. So,
Entertaining.
yeah, no doubt.
Not the band.
So, I got another one. Shout out to On the Hammer podcast. Brand new podcast. These are the boys from California.
Okay.
I also meant to give them an apology. A couple episodes ago, they were I was like, oh, they asked me for help, and I was like, these fucking idiots. What I meant was, they're fucking idiots for asking me for help, because, not always going too well. They recorded a 2-hour-long episode, but they do have 3 or 4 guys that all are big into racing. One of them's a track announcer. 2 of them are race car drivers. I think they had a guest or something. I can't remember, but It was good. I mean, they're all about our age actually, but one of them I think is a little bit older, but it was good. I mean, it's a 2-hour-long podcast, which is kind of impressive too, because I listened to about an hour and 40 minutes of it, and I plan on finishing it. It was just so.
The first episode? Or?
That was their first episode,
Okay.
first one. They contacted me because this is the guys, I don't know if you remember, I was talking to. I FaceTimed them one night. I was talking to them about like what setup I've got, what website I use, what equipment I have. Because they were about to buy some stuff. I was like, I got all my stuff for like, $350.
Yeah.
So they ended up going that route. So they've already figured it all out, gotten it all hooked up. They don't do video though; they're just audio, which is fine.
No, yeah.
But they're on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, all the same stuff I'm on now.
Yeah.
But they called me and asked about all that kind of stuff, and also about which website to use to upload to all the platforms. So
you kind of put, you give them advice.
Oh, dude, yeah,
you put them on the.
Yeah, is their podcast better than mine?
Well,
yeah, maybe.
Well,
but,
they came to you first. I mean,
well, you can't even see it, so it may not.
I mean,
no, it was pretty entertaining. Actually.
Don't ask me that question.
I'm serious right now. It was pretty entertaining. So it made me want to work a little harder. It put a little boost on me. Like I said, I think that they should have video because I think that it was entertaining enough to where people are going to listen, and I think that people are then going to want video.
Recommendations.
But what do I know? Like I said, theirs was.
They came to you.
It's also 3 or 4 guys. Yeah, they didn't. Well, they just wanted some opinions. They could have done it without me. But
They came to the go.
It was like I said, for a first episode, it was impressive. So shout out to On the Hammer podcast. They're on all the platforms, Spotify, and all that kind of stuff. Anchor. They should be on Apple Podcasts. That takes like 6 days. And like I said, it's at 3 or 4 guys that are all young, racing or racing track announcers, and they just keep it real. And they talk strictly racing. They're all dirt racers, by the way, too. So they mostly talk a lot of dirt stuff, and they know a lot about the dirt stuff. Which is another reason why I don't talk strictly racing is I don't know. I keep up with Cup. I keep up as much as I can with local stuff, but Southside's been closed down. I don't know anything about dirt racing. So these guys, with the 3 or 4 of them there, were really able to create a great conversation about all the different avenues of racing and how they feel about dirt versus asphalt and all this kind of stuff that would be almost offensive if I try to comment on. So. And here's another thing too: is what are they going to talk about once we go into the winter? When racing season ends, that's why I want to keep this kind of open to talk about. Well, I don't want to say anything bad. I don't think the X Games goes during the winter. I'm talking about like scandalous stuff and all this silly stuff that we talk about that doesn't matter. And a few of the things that we have on here tonight are man pees his pants in public for fun. So that's the kind of stuff we talk about sometimes, but it's all fun stuff. But either way,
very interesting.
It's just a 2-man show. They got a lot of guys, and Ryan's never even seen a race car until he got over my house before. So I mean, let's be honest. So
I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, if we got to try to go straight up on the Hammer podcast, Ryan's like, do I stand on this hammer over here? What does that on the hammer even mean?
What are we building?
He didn't even know what drop the hammer meant until I made him watch Days of Thunder. So I can't keep it quite as racy. Race car-y. Racy means something different. Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, he said that 9 times himself, and maybe he's like in love with it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I've been living like that life you're living now for the past 9 days is the one I've been living for like the past 19 years.
Right.
And my whole audience. Yeah, all that. He just saw Talladega Nights 3 days ago. But anyway, they'll never accept your apology, Ryan.
It's just for a laugh.
No, they love it.
I hope we got some chuckles out there.
You did. Yeah. Ooh.
Right on.
But no, they got a good podcast, and like I said, I want to talk about all racing stuff too, but not really because sometimes, like I said, as far as the dirt stuff, I'm not educated. And these guys knew what they were talking about kind of too. They knew about the whole series, the whole dirt late model series, pro mods, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, they even knew about the difference between their West Coast, where they're at, and the East Coast, what we're doing over here, and what it pays compared to what they're doing over there. Like these guys were. Smart men. So,
But
shout out to them. But they need, if they want to see people drink raw eggs and beer and do hot sauces and do really stupid shit.
like Joe Rogan, he knows MMA. But
He doesn't do any
talks
of that.
But he talks about everything.
Yeah, I know that, but a lot of my fans do want to see more racing stuff. So I'm trying to transition a little bit and go more racing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're gonna keep it silly, like I said. We got hot sauces up the frame. I need to build a hot sauce wall.
I'm all about silly.
And I did, beer and raw eggs, all kinds of dumb shit. The pocket chip coming in.
Yeah. Well, yes.
You ordered it.
Yes.
Producer Ryan has ordered the hot chip challenge pocky chip.
But have you ever talked about the pocky chip prior to right now?
Well, I didn't want to talk about it if it was never going to come in, so I just asked you if it was ordered. Is it coming? When will it be here? It was the Thumbs Media meet. He hasn't ordered it yet, but it's going to be ordered soon.
We found the website where to order it from, and it's available to order.
You said you ordered it the other night. You were like, yeah, I'm about to order 2 of them. I'm like,
No, yeah, and I got the webpage all pulled up, the order ready. You know what I mean? It's ready to go.
Right,
but prior to us talking about it,
in 2022, we will be eating the
isn't it the
hot
hottest
chip
thing ever?
challenge.
Right? That's the hottest thing that you ever done on hot sauce on here.
Oh, that'll be apparently from what I've heard, it'll be way hotter than anything we've done.
Legit.
So are you afraid? Is that why are you getting cold feet?
No, I'm just saying. Like I don't know. I haven't from the episode 1 to 12. I don't know if you talk about this pocket chip. But from 12 until 40, you have not talked about the pocket chip. So I'm just asking.
The pocket chip came out since you've been producer Ryan. So we've talked about the pocket chip as soon as it's happened.
I just want to make sure you're.
There is an older one. You're right. There is an older one.
Bro, you're down. I just want to make sure you're down.
When was I never down? I told you to order them like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks.
I was like, yeah, order 2 of them. You were like, should I get 10? You asked me if you should get a 10 pack.
Sauce,
you said, should I get a 10 pack? I said, no, you psychopath. Order 2. You were like, yeah, it's either $6 for each, or it's like 15 for 10. I'm like,
I said there's a 10-pack special deal, which you get the most bang for your buck. But of course, no one's gonna buy 10. I was just presenting that to you, knowing I'm not gonna buy that. But I mean, 9 other people.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it was not a bad idea.
It was a good deal.
I'm not trying to hate on you.
Yeah,
it was a better deal. And I will give you the fact that if we could have convinced every guest from now on to try it, it would, maybe be worth it.
Yeah, but for just
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ryan. Everybody's a pussy. You know what I mean?
Ooh, your word's not mine.
Hey, sorry the P word late at night on a Tuesday night if you're still up and you're a child. Here's the thing. I've had about 5-10 guests, probably 10 guests now. And lately, I haven't been, but earlier I was asking, do you want to try the hot sauce or not? Like, are you willing to do that? I'm not asking anymore.
The hot sauce is different than the pocky chip, though. I'm saying.
I know that. Yeah, I'm not gonna make anybody do a pocky chip.
That's gonna be a whole episode.
Especially return guests. Yeah. Michael Chapman listens to this podcast. Michael Chapman's coming back along. He was like, "No, I don't do hot stuff." All right, you've already been on it once. If you do it again, you either got to do a gallon of chocolate milk or regular milk, or a hot sauce challenge.
That's the law. That's been spoken.
It's got to be done.
You step foot.
Same with Ruggles. If he wants to come back on, he's got to do one of the two. None of this. Oh, I got a sensitive palate.
What is it?
That's not what he said. But I'm just saying that's what some of these guys would say. Like, no, I don't want to be a part of the clown show that you're running. It's like, well, then why are you coming on? This is a circus over here. Where's the UK flag? The UK is now also, like I said, one of our listeners. We got some listeners from the UK, and I shout out to them. It's one of the tabs. Click on the Diggy Daggle. What's that called? Things I don't know what they're called. The Diggy Daggle. Also, you know how I use them bad boys? I've said this before on the podcast. Like, I use that reference all the time. Like, click on that bad boy.
Yeah.
My daughter will not stop. Like she finished a bowl of ice cream today. She's like, I'm done with that bad boy.
That's awesome.
Like, every she's like finishes a chip. She's like, no, I finished that bad boy. I want another one. But no, go to the UK flag. The first thing.
This shit really, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Today was the ice cream. She's like, yeah, I'm all done with that bad boy. She like handed me the bowl, empty ice cream. She's like, I'm done with that bad boy. Like, all right.
That's awesome, bro.
Go to the first tab up there left.
Alright,
Not for our audio listeners. They have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm done with that
But
bad boy.
hey, in Singapore and UK, they can't see it, but they know. You know. All right, there's the UK flag right there. Shout out to UK. Shout out. The next tab is okay. All right. I gotta go. 804-887-0754. Call in, leave a voicemail, like and share the stream.
Questions.
Subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on. I can't do the whole list every time. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just those are the two names. Just there's so many. I'm like it's like 11 platforms.
I can't name them in my hand. It's just
And I don't do all the work to do it all those. I use a distribution service. It's just there's so many. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, obviously. That's where we do these videos live on Facebook. So if you want to go to Facebook, Turn Left Podcast. If you want to go to YouTube, Turn Left Podcast. Spotify, Turn Left Podcast. Apple Podcast, Turn Left Podcast. Okay. Dog gets attacked by cat. Next tab. Let's see it. I don't know if you thought of it. I was like, Ryan, you.
Hey, I was.
Hey, you. I hit play and then hit widescreen or whatever.
I watch screen and it. What?
Alright, so. Shit, this isn't it. Back up.
I'm scared. Dog attacks front porch.
No. I don't even know. See this? Remember when my videos got all mixed up earlier and there was like videos playing that I never uploaded? Like, remember? And there's Joe Rogan talking out loud to my TV and we're like, what's going on here? This one. Go to this one right here.
Right here.
Yep. Sorry. Thanks, Ryan, for saving the day. I know. See what's going on here? This is insanity.
I know I'm not tech savvy, but come on, man. There we go.
Here we go. Crazy cat attacked a man and his dog brutally.
Right now.
Okay. I mean, this cat's going hard, dude. Look, he's up on his head. Look, back up on him. The man's pants on him. Oh, he's going back up. That cat's going hard. Oh, man. Hey, start it over. Let's do it one more time.
I love cats. I'm allergic, but I'm just saying, you don't. That's in. What?
Top left. Top left. Back arrow. Yeah. Look at how far he climbs up his back and he pulls down his pants. He's wearing a thong too. What's up with the guy wearing a thong? He's wearing a thong. His dog.
That's a dog?
Yeah,
Dog
Rohan.
just.
Yeah, look, it's his dog on a leash that he picks up. Watch it from on the big screen up here. Watch it up here. He's like trying to pick up the dog, save it from the cat. The cat's going hard at him, dude.
Save the dog from the cat. I've never heard of that.
The cat was fucking dog up.
I don't think a dog got
Yeah, dog outside can easily defend itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that,
Unless it gets scratched in the eyeballs.
but,
it can fuck
to be
it.
100% honest, you're hurting the dog more by picking it up from the leash.
It looked like it had a harness,
Man.
like a big harness that wraps all the way around its neck.
Okay, never mind. I'm getting it too. I just thought from the. Never mind. Yeah.
I
Insane.
know, it was still kind of crazy. Right?
What was wrong with that cat?
Dude, that cat was fucking
Was it
crazy.
territorial?
All right, if you're listening, go to YouTube or Facebook and watch that because I'm telling you, this cat
What did the guy do?
went nothing. I don't know. It didn't. It was a short video.
No, I'm speaking out loud. Let's just.
All right, I know. You're right. That cat was juiced up, baby.
I almost feel bad.
That's how my cat is. All right, let's go to man pees his pants in public. Like I said, this isn't quite the On the Hammer podcast. You know, this is we get loose. around here. And you can see it.
Billion times.
Or we're gonna find it.
Maybe.
This
But
is
it's
a
so
9-minute
funny.
video. Yeah. Keep on going through there.
So apparently this dude's
just
got
glide
a
through there,
chocolate
you'll see it.
fountain,
Yeah.
but he tried to do a cheese
Down.
fondue with
A
it.
little bit down. Yeah. No. Don't hit nothing. Okay. Come on.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, back up. Back up. Oh, here we go.
I'm saying, and I almost missed this. I am so upset that I almost missed this, but so glad. Guys, just wait and watch.
You have to skip the ad.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute!
Halloween
What's
costume.
really cool about Moonglow is
That was real.
It's Oliver Tree. Do you know who that is?
Oh, wow.
This man's urinating his pants.
There's
In a
peed in my
public
basement.
And then he just walks off. It's like a fetish
You'll
thing
see.
or something. You have to watch it now, right?
No, I mean I do, but what is
Yeah.
this?
It's a
Look at him, he's got a
fact.
mustache.
It
too.
is?
That makes it even
It's
creepier.
gotta be.
He
Look at
just
his
has a
tight
mustache.
pants. Look how tight his pants are.
Really tight pants. And then look, he
Yeah,
had pants and then he got
he's into
closer. Yeah, and then he got closer to the mirror to show it to himself.
There's
Now-
pee all over
oh,
the floor,
look.
by the
Oh.
way.
Why is he pointing his toe?
Oh.
Why is he pointing his toe?
Just back up. Let's watch it again. Let's just watch it again. I want to hear you analyze it as it happens. Just back it up. Yeah. Okay.
The year. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I almost missed this.
It's so
I'm
creepy.
so upset
Give some-
that I almost missed this, but so
No.
glad. Guys,
Give some full
just
time
wait
analysis.
and watch.
No dead air.
First off, right here.
Tell us what's happening for the audio listeners. Tell us what's happening.
Oh, wow.
Is that a bomber jacket?
You tell me.
Is that a polo or is that
There's
like a-
peed in my basement.
What's he doing there? Why is he standing?
What's happening?
Okay, I was getting there. I was going to go.
You'll see.
Go.
Well, don't let it take too
Why
late.
is his knee? Well, it's not just so long.
He's got tight women's pants on.
No, I mean I do, but what is this?
It's a fetish.
It is?
It's gotta be.
He does
Look
have
at his
his
tight
belt buckle
pants. Look how tight his
Why is
pants
he
are.
tucking his knees and
And
like?
he's recording.
Yeah, he peeks
Yeah,
his
it's a
pants
fetish.
and
He's
it's
into
just
it.
running all down his legs. It's all the way down to his ankles, and then he shows off his
There's
legs.
pee all over the floor, by the way.
Pointing his toe.
And curving.
And the women's, that's what makes me think the women's pants. It's a women hose. Not to be sexist, but
Just posing
I
with
don't
it.
know. Maybe.
Why?
People are so fucked up, man. People-
How did you find this?
well,
One of these guys found it.
See, he's done a lot of
Is it
poses.
like-
This is, I didn't,
TikTok?
yeah.
Probably on or what the fuck or something.
I'm uncomfortable watching.
Fetish
Someone was on our subreddit.
When
Ethan has to see this.
Probably recording the entire thing.
Yeah, they're
It's
right.
not like
I
he
love
actually
it.
peed his pants.
No, he did it on purpose for sure. But I just.
Telling you, dude.
What did I just? How do you? What? Why?
Did the Titans
For
win
what?
yesterday? 2 days ago?
Why point his toe at the end? That's just what I'm just like. That's just.
That's what you have to ask? Why did he point his toe? Not why did he wear women's pants and pee his pants in public and record it?
That's everything.
pointed
but
toe?
The pointing toe is the cherry on top. That's just like the extra, the most extra, like this.
Okay, when a cake is made out of
That's just extra.
urine and jean pants, you don't ask about the cherry on top, Ryan.
But that's what we got to. He didn't have to.
Yeah, I know that, but I would have asked a lot more about that cake before I ever got to the cherry.
I can't understand any of that, but I
The,
can't
the,
understand.
the toe tap only makes sense at that point.
No, you're right. But
You
I'm
know what I
saying
mean? Like,
it's just,
at this
it's
point,
so
like,
extra.
nothing's out of it.
It's so
He could have
extra.
he could have galloped off or, like, skipped away. And I'd be like, well, that, not surprised. But,
Friends or not?
yeah, look. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But,
No, you're so right on that. I'm just saying.
it's like, I can't believe you're surprised by the toe tap. Like, I'm
No,
surprised with
it's
it.
on everything, but the
Yeah.
toe tap was just.
It was extra.
It was-
Yeah, he put a little dollop on there. Huh?
He was
Yeah,
showing
well,
off. He was
yeah,
showing
yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. That might have been, his TikTok. Who knows?
Is it like the design that as it goes down? Because it went down both sides of the leg. I don't know. Like we watched it so many times. I'm over here like.
Well, Ryan, you
Analyze
buffoon, I don't know if you know, but that's art. Okay?
In
That's
some
art.
countries.
That's what you call art.
In some countries. Not in America. I guess in America. Maybe. If this was-
Well,
And then
it was strange.
Is that a wig though? Do we
Well-
know that's a wig? I hope that's a wig.
No, I think that's real hair. It's a mustache. Well, we know that Edith's hair is not a wig.
I'm talking about that
We know that
one.
Edith's hair is not a wig.
No.
And here's the thing. Do I get canceled eventually because I did a Edith, you know, not like I did blackface, but I did a, did I pose as a transgender? In the future. Not now, but 10 years from now, I'm setting myself up for failure, yeah? Well, all I'm saying is, here's my point of view here, right? Just hear me out. I was like, I don't know where this is going here. It doesn't look good. I don't know what this.
I'm all in with you.
Yeah, he's all in. We know he's got to be. See, the Edith thing was a big hit, right?
It
but
really was.
but is it, like I said, is it in bad taste? Maybe. But however, is a Powderpuff race in general in bad taste? Is that a sexist move to have a Powderpuff race? Is that a topic we need to have? Oh, see what I'm saying then? Also, everybody that I've ever talked to and met, you normally smoke on here. Everybody, the doors are open. People are like, you don't smoke? I'm like, most of the time I'm like, yeah, you're right. But every single time I'm like, I've worked at my company for a long time, and even like the insurance man or something was in there for something. It was like, you have to check this box. I'm like, you know, the boss is like, well, you don't smoke. Like, yeah, I know. I smoked for like 12 years. Like, I can't quit. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, what is it? Tell me, what do you think, if you were to meet me, Ryan, would you presume that I'm a smoker or not? Cigarette smoker. We're not talking about that paraphernalia, that meth, or them drugs, that devil's lettuce. I don't do none of that.
You know? To be 110%.
That's all I'm looking for.
Since
None of these commenters are going to be honest. They probably wouldn't
the first
comment.
time we started chopping it up, you know, since, you know, went back to high school, I did not take you for a cigarette smoker, and it did throw me off guard when you broke out stogie.
What is that though?
What do you mean, what is that?
Why is what?
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not trying to pry what my
I think if we chopped it up,
non-smoker qualities are out of you. I'm trying to figure out the stigma because everybody that
it's not even the stigma. I think. But I think I would have maybe smelt it on you if we chopped it up a little longer.
I always smell like soap. I always smell like soap and soapy goodness.
Is that
That's a fact, because no one. Just like I've heard from people that
I want to say the same thing.
I've heard from 3 people like, you never smell like smoke. You always smell so good.
Okay.
And I don't.
Do you personally go an extra mile to not smell like cigarettes?
Not at all. I don't even wear cologne. All I wear is deodorant and soap. In the shower.
Do you wash your hands?
Like rub around, soap on my body.
Stuff like that.
No.
Do you chew?
Hell no.
Listerine spray?
Dude, my fingers smell like cigarettes all the time.
Hey, well,
Debbie smells my fingers though. Like I'm not, you know, like yeah. So like, you know what I mean? Like it's just this weird. Everybody that meets me is like, damn, you should like.
okay.
You know, it's just a weird. I find it strange.
Well,
And I'm quitting tonight.
Do you smoke in the house?
I might pick it back up tomorrow, but
Do you smoke in the house at all?
hell no.
Okay. Well, then that's a bit. Do you smoke in the vehicles or when you drive?
No. Well, in my work vehicle, I do.
Then that's a huge. Then that's a huge part of it. If you get what I'm saying. You know.
People that do and that would, sure.
People that smoke, I want to say willy-nilly, you know, or even in your work vehicle, you don't smoke in your truck, right? Is that what you said? Like you don't smoke in your truck?
Just in my work vehicle. No, my
See,
personal
that's
truck. No. I smoke in my personal truck. There ain't nobody in there, but I got kids.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got someone in there.
So I leave them out in the rain and I smoke inside it, and I'm like, y'all can get back in now.
Some people smoke in front of their kids. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you make it a personal. So you do to an extent. You don't go.
But I don't
small
smoke like
OCD.
I don't smoke like 3 cigarettes a day. I smoke 4. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, like I don't like.
Can I
I'm not
tell
like
you
a-
personally
not-
how does the
not-
pipe last you?
The math I just gave you, at least 5 days.
So about a week. Can you
No,
get straight to
no,
the
it doesn't last me that long. I'm just saying, it's not like I only
That's
smoke 2 after they go to bed. You know what I mean? Like I'm
I'm with you. But that's, I don't think that's
And I don't even like talking about it in general. Like, I've had people at the track, photographers at the track, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I put it behind my back when I'm taking a picture. I don't like smoking on camera. I'm not a big advocate of it.
You're aware.
But
Respect that.
for one, I did tonight because the doors are open and nobody cares now. And most of my viewers now are on audio only. Two, I just wanted to know, I wanted to shock you with it to find out what would be your not stigma of a smoker. What would be your, characteristics of a smoker that I don't meet? You know what I mean? And why is it, like back in the day it was like everybody smoked everywhere and nobody cared. Now it's like you have to be a certain type of person to smoke cigarettes.
Not necessarily because I used to be a smoker.
Which I'm quitting, like I said tonight, after this show's over.
But I'm saying if you're asking me, I used to be a smoker myself. I used to smoke, cigarettes and dip and all that stuff. So I get,
Ryan smoked a cigarette right before this episode started. Yeah. He brought his own pack over.
I got my own carton, bro.
Alright, so you used to smoke, but you don't anymore, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bad story.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you're asking me, I could. That's why you didn't rush me as a smoker because you take certain, well, not to a 10th degree or anything, but you do to an extent. You're aware of you smoking cigarettes around your home, which is respectable, and I'm not. That's even if I was smoking, that's sweet. That's awesome. And I know smoking, so suits you.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not even trying to take any pride on the fact that I smoke and that I don't smell like it and that nobody knows about it and that nobody can tell. I'm just trying to take pride on, or not pride, I'm trying to pry on the fact on what, like I said, is as a smoker or what's not. And like, what is the smoking, because a lot of people have their own characteristics for weed smokers, and then, or like even, well, that's really the only stigma because every other drug is kind of, it is what it is, and they kind of deserve the stigma. But so what's the whole thing about cigarette smokers and people are like, oh, you got to be a certain type of person to be a cigarette smoker?
I don't think there's a certain type of person, but I think
people
that smoke on a regular basis that aren't aware of it being a disgusting habit, which I've been a smoker and.
What did you just say?
Well, no, I've been a smoker and that never crossed my mind. But when I started,
Light
quit,
another up. I'm stressed out now.
When I quit, I became aware of that line there, if that makes sense. Being a smoker and being aware of it, it is a disgusting habit, or smoking and not really, you're smoking. I get it, to each his own. But I think that comes with the stigma of, your fingers smell all the time, your breath smell. You smoke everywhere you go. You smoke in your bedroom. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Oh, you're saying people that do.
Yeah, that comes with the stigma.
Yeah.
You don't.
Okay, I will say.
You don't care, but I didn't care when it did.
I will say when I moved into my house, I had a man cave inside the house that I smoked in. Granted, it had a fan in the window that went exit.
Cigarettes in?
Yeah. What else would I smoke? I don't smoke meth like you, Ryan.
No, but I'm saying.
But no, really. So Ryan's like, what the? Obviously, I'm joking. So it had a fan going, like exiting all the time, and let's be honest, it still smelled like cigarettes in there. Mostly, actually, because of all the ashtrays in there. So the fan would blow out all the smoke after about an hour or two with the ashtrays. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had a fan in the window blowing outside all the time.
I don't know, but having a fan and having a window are two different. I just want to make.
Oh yeah, my bad. I had the upward fan too, like the ceiling fan too. But
What's in your
but when we'd have parties,
Yeah.
this is way before we had kids.
Bangers?
Yeah, we had bang.
It
We
is?
did. We had cake parties and everything over here back in the day. You were like over in Iraq, dude. Yeah, so.
Afghanistan, but.
Okay, fine, fair enough. You weren't at my cake party back in the day, but back when it was, that time, we'd be smoking cigarettes in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like the sink was the ashtray, like, cause not me, but we like. The doors would be open and all the windows would be open, but I'm just saying, like, the party would get so big, it's just like there's people everywhere, there's people smoking cigarettes everywhere. People come from the main cave smoking cigarettes, and like I said, now they're in the kitchen. Dude, I had a legit, I'll show you pictures after this. I guess you got way after the fact.
It just makes me think of.
You gotta think back in the day, I had 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, no kids.
And and you call me a bachelor. What?
Well, I did have a roommate at one point too, but for a time there, I had 4 bedrooms, no kids. I had a man cave. My wife had her own, not closet, had her own closet dressing room.
Makeup room.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards,
I know.
the whole thing. And then we had a guest bedroom kind of thing. No, we had a playroom for our daughter eventually once they were born, and then we had now we got a bedroom for each.
As can I just say something real quick? As beautiful
Absolutely
as all
not.
that sounds, I just want to establish that it is more beautiful that they have 2 beautiful children, and they are living the absolute dream right now. As
It's the dream, baby. We got a blue and a
100%.
pink. Yeah, we got a blue and a pink bedroom.
Woo.
It's we don't have a white fence, but we're not
That's
gonna
envious.
we're not gonna get one.
He said,
We'll think about it. We're not gonna get the white fence. We're not gonna get the white fence. We got a dog. The dog's cool, huh? Yeah.
Damn
Decent.
right,
She's our white fence. She's a white dog.
that is the white fence. For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. She's got an electric fence, or visible fence.
Balance, baby.
Yeah.
It's,
I meant to mention this a couple weeks ago. Were you here last time we talked about the MLB player that found out that he was positive in the 8th inning, COVID positive in the 8th inning?
yeah, when they won the World Series.
Yeah, and then everybody's
And he
bashed him
celebrated.
because he celebrated. It's like, well, he's already been in contact with everybody there, so at that point you just need to shut the whole facility down. I never thought about it like that. Like, he's already, I know that he was given his test results in the 8th inning, but he was positive the whole time. He took the test the day before. So now what? Like, you just shut the whole team down? You shut the whole facility down?
And plus, it's the World Series, not. Come on.
Nothing to be reckoned with. Yeah.
That's
Even if he would have been tested in the 8th inning and they said you were negative in the 7th and you're positive in the 8th,
Yeah.
he would still have reacted the same way probably. But I'm just saying, he took the test the day before and he found out the answers in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
He was positive the whole time. He's already been interacting with the team. There's no reason to question the man on why he should be celebrating with the team.
Yeah, they try to pull restrictions of not popping champagne
Yeah, F all that.
and all that. Come on, it's the pinnacle. Popping them out. You know what I mean? Not everyone gets there. I mean, I get it, but that's the cherry on top. Everything after that, like you said, he's been tested. He was with the team on top of that. They won. What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? So.
Also, obviously, we haven't had last podcast I did was the electoral night podcast, which was
Whoa.
3 days until we find out something.
What happened?
Apparently Biden has won the election so
What?
far. Yeah. Biden's maybe got it. Ryan's having a stroke backstage.
I thought it was
What
Colombia.
happened? Kanye came in second. Kanye came in second. Joe Jorgensen in third. Donald Trump came in fourth, unfortunately. But no, really, just so much the voter fraud and all this. It's like I'm just waiting for it to be over. And I saw something today that was like Joe Biden won the election, but Trump could still go another. It's like, what are we doing?
I saw something.
Can we wrap this up?
he was
Can we wrap
pressing
this up?
charges Or something?
Oh yeah, of course he's gonna be suing people. It's just, I'm fine with that too, but let's get an answer.
It's all
Yeah, all of them suck. All politicians in general. Trump's not a politician. Well, he's been the president for the past 4 years. All politicians suck.
You could find negative points on each politician and ride so hard for that it sounds 100%. So I just.
Alice Cooper for president,
You know,
2024. Alice Cooper for president, 2024. You say? You say?
I thought it was cousin Edith.
Edith probably run for mayor. Edith probably run for mayor. She's not presidential yet. I'm thinking. What do you think?
Some sort of book.
Okay. All right.
Or can I be neutral and be no opinion like Russell Wilson? I'm neutral. I'm neutral. I'm not too high. I'm not too low.
Yeah, we know. He's neutral on his damn.
That's how he lives life, though. I'm not trying to get set no hit, but it's neutral.
What do you mean that's how he lives his life? Is that his biracial? You're saying he has to live? What are you trying to
You
say
wanna
there,
get that
Ryan?
deep? No, but if you honestly want to know this,
By the way, Ryan's biracial, so he can make that joke. I cannot. So
yeah. No, Russell Wilson, he tries to not, in life he tries not to be too high, too low. You know what I mean? Like, remember when he lost the Super Bowl? When he threw that pick at the slant route when he was supposed to give it up?
I blame Pete.
He was.
That should have been run play.
There's a lot to blame, but he says that personally in that point in his life he tries to be neutral in that situation. Not too high, not too low. You know, and when he has success, cool. When he doesn't have success, you know, there's things to learn. You know, when you win, be humble. There's things to learn. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah,
And so actually be neutral. You know, I understand a lot of people voted for Trump. A lot of people voted for Biden. You know, some people won, some people lost. It is what it is. You know, just be neutral.
I have two interesting questions actually for you, real quick. I never even remembered until right now. All right, all these news stations, there's plenty of them. Samantha Bee, all these Comedy Central shows, that the basis of their comedy is hating on Trump. Fair enough. There's plenty of content there, right?
There is.
So now that he's not the president, do they not have any comedic value anymore? Like, how does their show turn out?
I disagree because I think a lot of people expected
I
Trump
didn't
to
say
win.
anything.
Oh.
Well, I'm not saying that they don't have any comedic value. I'm just saying, do you think they stand a chance? Because that was their big.
No, there's still community value because he didn't win. Like I said, I just feel a lot of people expected him to win.
Well, I'm saying they've been using Trump being president as their comedic.
Well, what is Trump going to do now? That's a big question, right? What's his next step? Before he was president.
That's definitely a big question, but that's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking, what are these Comedy Central comedians going to joke about now when he's not the president?
When he was president, they were joking on him, like ragging on him.
Yeah, and that's the same, but he.
I mean, there's two.
But it's not going to be relevant. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they can't just rag on Trump for another 4 years when he's not even president. That would be.
He was
insane.
relevant before he was president. That's why he became president. You know what I mean?
I know. They will still rag on him
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
I'm just
I
saying,
mean-
like that can't be the basis of their comedy.
No.
People hated Trump while he was in office, so they used
True.
that
Yeah.
as a leg to stand on as far as hating on him with good comedy.
Yeah.
But now that that's gone, people aren't going to hate Trump as much now that he's not president. They'll hate him almost
In
as much,
different
but
ways.
in different ways, not quite as much. So it's like you can't just hate on Trump every night and
No,
expect
no.
that to be a
But if they're good
Channel
comedians,
52 or whatever
they'll find
Comedy
something
Central is.
else. You know, if they're truly good comedians.
Well, that's the question I'm
It's
asking.
It's easy.
That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Now that they don't have that leg to stand on as far as comedic value,
Hmm.
are they going to have anything to talk about? And are these shows going to get boring?
That's. I understand your question, but I feel it's a tough question because I personally feel there's a lot out there to talk about. But I'm not the comedian.
Well, then they should have.
So for them, I mean, I hope if they're good comedians, they find something else to talk about. There's a lot to talk about other than Trump being president. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like
Then why wouldn't they have been talking about that this entire
Well,
time?
because when Trump was president, that was.
I know you just said it. There's a lot to talk about other than Trump being president.
True,
That's all
true.
they talked about for
But
the past 4
he's
years.
not president no more. I'm saying when Trump was president, that's gold. You can talk about it all day and it being gold. Like, this is a huge side.
Well, no, hold on. Let me interrupt you.
Absolutely.
Of course, there's a lot more to talk about than Trump being president when Trump's not president.
I can make a good connection there.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
For
of course, there's plenty to talk about when he's not even president anymore. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but it's like, and I'm saying this not being biased here, but the Cowboys, for example, if you go on sports
Oh,
talk,
God.
no, if you go on Sports Talk Radio or First Take or Sports Center, they're one of the biggest teams that are presented there. They're not good right now, but they're still being presented. There's 31 other teams to talk about, right? Just like Trump. There's so much other to talk about in the world. You can still talk about Trump.
So you think they'll still use him for comedic value and their ratings will still go pretty well?
The Cowboys are 2-7 right now.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
NFL still sucks.
Oh, good.
So there's still other stuff to talk about other than the Cowboys, and that's coming from a Cowboy fan. So I'm not being biased, but that is a factual connection. The Cowboys do overly get talked about because they are the Cowboys. Regardless if we're 7-2 or 2-7.
How many teams are in the NFL? How many teams are in politics?
No, fair enough. But I'm saying
It's 50-50 versus
Yeah, there's still
32-32.
Biden's.
Or
Biden,
32 to 1.
If you're talking about talking about politics. I mean, Biden just loves to talk about Biden about. You know what I mean?
But they won't. Well, they might, but there is plenty to talk about Biden about. They already do on Saturday Night Live. They do they make fun of each other type thing.
I don't know much about politics, but he might be the oldest president. Or in
Him and
40
Trump are
years.
like the same age, yeah.
Are they?
Pretty much, they're like within a year apart.
Biden's like 78. He's pushing 80.
Dude, they're within like a year or two
I
apart.
thought
I
Trump
think.
was mid 70s, maybe early 70s.
I think like one of them's 75, one of them's 76 or something. I swear, I think they're really close.
Fair enough. I didn't hear.
Yeah, it's not good for either one of them.
I thought Biden was the one that was pushing the old age. That was.
Trump is too, actually. Let's look it up real quick. Fuck the UK. We love you, UK. No, but we can look it up real quick. They're pretty close, I think. It wouldn't matter, but I'm just saying they're both old, dude.
I'm old.
That's what I want. Like a young president. I want like a 40-year-old president. How about that? Why don't we just do that? Why
When's the last
not?
time that happened?
Never. You have to be 35 just to do
I
it.
even thought Obama was considered a young president.
Oh, he was. He was very young.
He was like 50 or something.
He wasn't bad. I mean, he spoke well. His policies.
Let's see Joe Biden. Let's see. Make it out.
Just do Joe Biden age.
Biden age 2020.
He's 77. Which would put him at 81 by the time he runs for another term. Good goal. Trump age, yeah.
What a great name, Donald.
I think he's 74.
I'm glad.
75, 76.
Donald. I'm just saying. You make fun of me.
Look at Trump age. Donald Trump age. Click back on the damn thing.
What are you cursing for, bro? Yeah.
We've already been doing it. 74. So 77, 74. So they are 3 years apart,
Yeah,
right?
but when you get to that age, though, 3 years is a huge difference. It's not like 24 and 28.
Yeah.
Or that's 24 and 27.
We're the same age, dude. I don't know what he's humming about over there.
No, I did 4. So
Ryan's the same age as I am.
No, I didn't know that. But that's what I'm saying. 70. So if that'd be 78. That's not 80. 81. That's. And I'm not hating on anybody's 81. If you're 81, that's beautiful. I know.
So you voted for Donald Trump? I'm just kidding. Alright, so I don't know. We had another one. Alright, God. Okay, alright, we got one more cringy one. After the politics here. No.
Yes,
This is only 52 seconds long, but this guy was in a Zoom meeting and he said he had to leave, but he forgot to turn off his camera.
Since I'm not on this account.
No problem. Go ahead, Sean.
It's a different language.
Let's just start off with January 2020.
This
Now,
guy said he's
consumer
like,
spending
I'm
is
out.
up. If you look at the
I
graph,
gotta go.
Page are we on?
I gotta do something.
I'm
Brings
sorry,
back
we're
some
on page
motion and
12,
some
second graph.
up. Yeah.
Danielle, turn your camera off.
No.
So he said, turn your camera off.
We're at 0.15.
He said, turn your camera off.
I don't want to watch this.
Keep on watching. No, keep on watching. Ryan, please.
Holy
Get the-
shit.
Look at the girls.
Look.
Look at the girls below.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Daniel.
He's laughing.
Oh, wait, like, Daniel, no. Daniel, no.
Danielle.
Look at him. He's like intently looking
Call
at
Daniel.
something.
Stop. Call Daniel.
What the
How do we turn this thing off?
Horrifying.
Daniel.
Look at this
Oh
guy's
my
trying to
God.
sit on the phone.
Daniel,
This guy's
it's
looking
awesome.
too. You
Holy
got two people on the
shit.
camera up here. Is that funny? You wanna watch it again? Watch it again real quick. Click it again. Before it goes to the next video, right?
Since I'm not on this account.
I'm baffled.
Look.
He's
He's like, I gotta go. He thought he cut his camera. You see how it cut for a second?
Now,
You notice his camera cut for a second when you double click or something?
Page are we on?
Is this supposed to
I'm
be
sorry,
like
we're on page 12, the second
work
graph from
meeting?
the top.
And he's cutting
Danielle,
to-
turn your
to-
camera off.
I'm sorry for my language. I'm sorry.
Right, so if you look,
We don't forgive you. No, it was a work meeting, and then he said he had to cut to go pick up his daughter or something like that. It was a story.
I gotta whack
Holy
what's
shit.
going on here?
Well, obviously, whatever he had to do, what he had to do, right?
Like,
About what? No, whatever he had to do, he had plans to whack it
Danielle.
with himself. I don't make plans. I don't set my alarm, but he does.
Call Daniel on his
They're freaking out.
How do we turn this thing off?
He didn't realize his camera.
Daniel.
No,
Oh my God. Daniel is the host.
Bad look in his eye.
Holy shit.
He's doing this on a work call, which is just like
Yeah, baby.
super.
Let him see it. Yeah,
That
exactly.
guy-
Let's go back to Singapore. No, he didn't take a pause. He thought he left.
No, but he was taking a pause.
He was
I
taking a
guess,
pause.
or he thought he left, or he was taking a little break to what?
So this one time, me and my buddy, we'll call him T-Bone. We were on vacation. We were in Virginia Beach, Sandbridge, right? We were at the beach, hanging out. It was actually a big flood, so we couldn't even go down off the docks. The water came up the dock. There was no beach. It was just, you get off the dock, I've got pictures of it, where 3 steps up was all water, ocean water, totally flooded. Eventually it eroded back down, and it came back down, and we eventually had a little bit of beach to work with, about 20 feet. So we hung out on the beach, during the day as much as we could. During the night, we would sit out on the pier. It was like we had a rental house, and there was a bunch of families in there. All the kids would go sit on the pier thing or whatever and look out into the moonlit ocean. Well, during the day, you see a bunch of dolphins flopping around, blah blah blah. 2 of the nights, we see dolphin fins that are not going up and down, just tracing back and forth. When we keep on watching them, and studying them, we're like, those are sharks. Those aren't dolphins, those are sharks. And being, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, maybe one of us was 12, we are convinced. And then we tell an adult about it, and they don't believe us. The next night, we're convinced again, and we go back out there like, we're gonna go look for the sharks. We see sharks, dude. I'm telling you, fins not going up and down, chasing the water, left to right, bunch of them. Those are sharks. We get a parent all the way out there, and of course there's like maybe one, but the parents are all drunk as hell too. So there's like maybe one, and it's like kind of hard to see, and it's like not compared to the 3 that were going at once 10 minutes before that when we came and got the parent, blah blah blah. So long story short, they don't believe us. We're just kids that are full of shit, right? We're just kids that are full of shit, right? So yeah, it's Jaws. There's like 4 of them out there, and we don't really want to go out in the water. Like every day after that, this is like the 3rd to the last night and the 2nd to the last night. We don't really want to go out in the water after that. We leave on a Saturday at about noon. No, like 9 a.m. We left at 9 a.m. It was like clock out time was 9 a.m., 10 a.m. for this house. And by the time we get back, it's only a 2-hour drive. By the time we get back, you can bring this up if you want. Far right tab, I think. Far right. Should be the one that was like, I don't want to read it. 10-year-old boy, Sandbridge, Virginia Beach, bitten by a shark, dies. All the way right. No, all the way. Keep them up. The blank tab. That's whatever. It's just a plus. Yeah, it lost it. I don't know what happened. Either way.
Is it on YouTube?
No, hopefully not. It was that tab that I had up earlier. Remember we were reading it, and you're like, oh damn, this is fucked up. I don't want to read this. I'm like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. Remember that? It was like 10-year-old boy dies of a shark bite in Sandbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember it.
I was saying, they keep on closing my tabs. They did it earlier. I'm not blaming you. It happened 3 times tonight. It happened twice before this podcast even started. I went back to the laptop to make sure it was set up for Ryan, and it was like Joe Rogan talking and like a Trump like rally on 2 of the videos that I had selected and paused purposely at the beginning, specifically for our show. So it's not like I kept them running and they went to the next episode, the next show, none of that. Anyway, we left the next day, or a couple days later, 9 a.m. By noon, 10-year-old boy bitten by a shark, literally at a house. We used to walk the beach every day. We walked by this house literally every day. It was like 4 or 5 houses down from us. Boy bitten by a shark and dies. Right, Ryan? You don't have to keep on looking for it, doesn't matter. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, so we knew. We saw sharks. We saw the sharks. Parents didn't believe us. There were sharks. They were close. You know, this was at night when we were seeing them, though. Did I ever mention that? This is at night. So it was like under the moonlight, we would see just like fins, not going up and down, sharks trailing back and forth, and we're like, these are not dolphins. No up and down movement at all. This is a fin out of the water, 50 yards from the you know, where we're standing. Like I said, none of us are swimming at night. We're just standing up on the pier. And we're swimming during the day a little bit, but we're kind of scared because we know what we saw. Parents don't believe us, but we know. And little did I say, a couple hours after we left, little boy bit and dies. 2001, Sandbridge shark attack. Google it. I had it Googled, but it died on us.
It's real. Sorry. I got so
Thought it was gonna be-
into it. No, I got into it. It scared me. That was terrifying. That's
Rest in peace. I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, if that would have been
the parents would
me or T-Bone, as I like to call him, or if that would happen to me, this is when I was on vacation with another family and my parents weren't even there.
Yeah.
So if I would have gotten roasted by the shark, dude, man, can't even imagine what my parents would have thought. But
Can't imagine what I think. You get named the thing.
yeah. On a lighter note, 804-887-0754. Leave us a voicemail. If you're listening to the UK or the Singapore, we would love to hear from you. That would be interesting. That'd be gangster if we got some UK or some Singapore calls.
Ooh.
I guess where you're from, it's 1-804-887-0754. I don't know how that works.
Try the one.
I got a couple more stories next time about my start in racing, family racing.
When are we
On the Hammer podcast inspired me to do that segment. Hopefully Saturday night. Might have the new set done by then.
Yeah.
We'll try to get it done. Maybe.
Tune in.
Either way, thanks for tuning in tonight, and we got over the guy peeing in public and all that other stuff, and that the toe tap creeped you out of all the things, but Ryan does not like the toe tap at the end of it. Yeah, well, fair enough.
The cat.
They should. That's why I displayed them. The cat was crazy.